continue with more of the latest news.
Meanwhile, Deputy Prime Minister Somkit Jatusipitak has held talks with the acting U.S. ambassador to Thailand, Charge d'Affaires Michael Heath, during which it was confirmed the GSP situation is still
Just a good old boy, never meaning no harm. Beats all you never saw, been in trouble with the law since the day they was born. Straightening the curves, flattening the hills. Someday the mountain might get 'em, but the law never will. Making their way the only way they know how. That's just a little bit more than the law will allow. Just a good old boy, wouldn't change if they could. Fighting the system like a true modern day Robin Hood.
Good evening and welcome to Relax Time Radio. This Halloween evening here tonight, Thursday the 31st of October, of course, being Halloween, which, in case you're not familiar with it, is more than 2,000 years that we know Halloween has been observed or celebrated as a pre-Christian European Celtic, predominantly Celtic festival known as Samhain, or End of Summer. And it was usually observed around the 31st of October or the 1st of November each year. And this was the final day of the harvest in the Northern Hemisphere, and also considered a time when the separation between the physical world and the world of spirits was at its most thin. So hence we ended up with a lot of beliefs about ghosts and things like that being able to cross over from the spirit world into the real world or the physical world around this time of year each year. And that spawned a whole lot of customs and beliefs and all sorts of modern things which have been sort of transformed into highly commercial activities in more recent years, during the second half of the 20th century in particular. And we'll talk a little bit about that tonight. We've got a whole bunch of incredible music lined up, some spooky tracks, some creepy tunes, some ghosts, some goblins, some werewolves, all those good things getting around tonight in the mix, in the playlist. If you would like to contribute your own songs, or dedicated track, anything of that nature, you can give me a call on 053-276-793. You can send me a message on Facebook. You can send a message to the Relax Time Radio page. And if you're not already doing so, you can watch the show on YouTube. There's so many ways you can listen or enjoy the show. Speaking of enjoying, we're going to jump straight into this first track, one of the biggest monstrous hits of all time, a real classic. We've got the extended mix of it. It is, of course, Michael Jackson's Thriller to kick off the show. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this, because we will be back.
close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize your neighborhood. And whosoever shall be found without the soul for getting down must stand and face the hounds of hell and rot inside a corpse's shell. Stenches in the air, the funk of 40,000 years, and grisly ghouls from every tomb are closing in to seal your doom. And though you fight to stay alive, your body starts to shiver, for no mere mortal can resist the evil of the thriller.
It's close to midnight. Something
midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize your neighborhood. And whosoever shall be found without the soul for getting down must stand and face the hounds of hell and rot inside a corpse's shell. Stench is in the air, the funk of 40,000 years, and grisly ghouls from every tomb are closing in to seal your doom. And though you fight to stay alive, your body starts to shiver, for no mortal can resist the evil of the thriller.
Let's relax.
It's time to relax. Relax Time Radio.
Welcome back to Relax Time Radio. With me here, Paul, this Thursday evening, Halloween evening here tonight, 31st of October, of course, being Halloween. And if you don't know too much about it, you should look into. I love things like Christmas, Halloween, because the origins of what they are and what they represent is always really fascinating to look into. Halloween is commonly considered in its modern form to have originated in Ireland and then was brought to North America through Irish immigrants. And it really took off from there and sort of morphed and changed over the years into something, it's exceedingly commercial now. I think something like, where is it? It's the second largest commercial holiday in America. So second only after Christmas. And it is estimated that something like... it's something like $9 billion is spent each year on Halloween, which is pretty incredible amount of candy and costumes. In America itself, that equates to something like about a little bit shy of $90 per person spending on Halloween. So this is like decorations, candy, costumes, cards, and things like that. Probably not counting how much people spend on pumpkins, which is, of course, pumpkins being used to carve the jack-o'-lanterns, they're like a lantern, which was named after an Irishman called Stringy Jack, who was... They said that he tricked the devil and was not allowed to enter into heaven or hell, so he spent his days roaming the earth carrying a lantern, and so he was called Jack of the Lantern. And so this is one of those folk tales that was absorbed into the idea of Halloween. And of course, they didn't always carve the lanterns out of pumpkins. That kind of took off after Halloween had really been integrated into North America. Originating in Ireland, you guessed it, they originally carved jack-o'-lanterns out of potatoes and sometimes turnips and beets and things like that, stuff of a similar nature. So there's a whole bunch of fascinating things about Halloween, and we're going to talk about a few more of them. But first, we have got a whole bunch more incredible music here tonight. We've got a triple play coming up right now. We've got a little bit of British ska music with the Specials and their track Ghost Town. Then we're going to have a little bit of David Bowie. And a little bit of The Cure. So definitely some Halloween themed tracks coming up right now. If you would like to contribute to the show, be a part of it, other than simply listening and being excellent at home or in the car or wherever you happen to be tuning in, you can give me a call on 053 276 793 to request a song, dedicate a track, talk, share your favorite Halloween things, stories, times you got spooked, or you can send me a message on Facebook. Find me there, and of course you can catch the show on YouTube as well. So anyway, kick back and take it easy. This is Relax Time Radio after all. We've got the specials with Ghost Town. Take it easy. Enjoy this.
running. She began to wail, jealously scream, waiting at the lights, lowered on me. Scary monsters, super creeps, keep me running, running scared. Scary monsters, super creeps, keep me running, running scared. She asked me to stay and I stole a room. She asked for my love and I gave her a dangerous mind. Now she's stupid in the street and she can't socialize. Well, I love the little girl and I love her till the day she dies. She wails, Jimmy's guitar sound, jealously scream, waiting at the lights, lowered on me. Scary monsters, super creeps, keep me running,
Let's relax.
It's time to relax. Relax Time Radio.
And welcome back to Relax Time Radio this Halloween night. That was The Cure with Burn from the soundtrack to the film The Crow, one of the greatest sort of gothic action graphic novel sort of things of the 90s, starring Brandon Lee, son of Bruce Lee, who died during the shooting of that film and really became his own form of cinematic legend as his star was on the rise there in The Crow. So that was The Cure, and before that we had a little bit of classic Bowie, Scary Monsters and Super Freaks from Scary Monsters. And kicking things off, we had The Specials with Ghost Town, which was from 1981, and the British ska band, and that did 3 weeks at number one, which is, it's not really a Halloween song. It's more about urban decay, deindustrialization, unemployment, and violence in inner cities, that kind of thing. But it's called Ghost Town, and it's kind of got that empty edge to it as well. Halloween tonight. Look, there's some interesting things to do with costumes, because dressing up as monsters or ghouls and ghosts and things originated from the ancient Celtic tradition of people disguising themselves as demons and spirits, in the belief that disguising themselves in such a way would allow them to escape the notice of real spirits who were wandering the land during the time of Samhain or Summer's End, or Halloween as we call it. So by getting dressed up in that way, you would kind of just blend in with all the other spooks and ghosts and stuff. So, you didn't have to worry about it so much. They weren't going to pay any attention to you because you just looked like one of them. But if you're interested in not looking like one of them, like everybody else out there, there is something that you can do tonight. If you feel so inclined, if you really want to check out Halloween and all its potential, there is a tradition that if you wear your clothes inside out and then walk backwards on Halloween, you will see a witch at midnight. You don't have to take my word for it. You can actually do it if you're there at home with the family, chilling out, or with some friends. Just get the clothes on inside out. Take a few steps around the living room or wherever you want. Be careful, of course. Look over your shoulder and clear the way so that you don't trip over and hurt yourself. And you might see a witch this midnight at Halloween. Check it out. I'm going to give it a shot when I get home. But first, we've got a little bit more incredible music to get into. Some Halloween tunes coming up. We're going to kick things off this triple play set with a little bit of Werewolves of London. You're going to know this one. You're definitely going to know this one. So strap yourself in. Get ready. Get your Halloween plans sorted for a little bit later this evening. We'll be with you for another 45, 50 minutes, something like that. And then you're free for the night. You can head off to all your ghostly and ghoulish activities. So get these tunes into you, get in the right vibe. Here is some Warren Zevon with the Werewolves of London.
Saw a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand, walking through the streets of Soho in the rain. He was looking for the place called Lee Ho Fooks, gonna get a big dish of beef chow mein. Ahoo, werewolves of London. Ahoo. Howling around your kitchen door. You better not let him in. Little old lady got mutilated late last night. Werewolves of London again. Ahoo, werewolves of hairy-handed gent who ran amok in Kent. Lately he's been overheard in Mayfair. You better stay away from him. He'll rip your lungs out, Jim. I'd like to meet his tailor. Ah, werewolves of London. Ah, werewolves of London. Ah, well, I saw Lon Chaney walking with the Queen, doing the werewolves of London. I saw Lon Chaney Jr. walking with the Queen, doing the werewolves of London. I saw a werewolf drinking a pina colada at Trader Vic's. And his hair was perfect. Werewolves of London. Drop her. Werewolves of London. Very superstitious, writings on the wall. Very superstitious, letters about to fall. 13-month-old baby broke the looking glass. 7 years of bad luck, with the things in your past. When you believe in things that you don't understand, and you suffer. Superstition ain't the way. Yeah. Ooh, very superstitious. Wash your face and hands. Let me go the problems. Do all that you can. Keep me deep. Keep me going strong. You don't want to save me. Sad is the song. When you believe in things you don't understand, and you suffer. Superstition is the way. Yeah. Very superstitious, nothing more to say. Very superstitious, the devil's on his way. 13-month-old baby, broken looking glass. 7 years of bad luck, the things in your past. When you believe in things that you don't understand, you suffer. Superstition is the way. watching. Who's watching? Who's watching me? I'm just an average man with an average life. I work from 9 to 5. Hey, hell, I pay the price. All I want is to be left alone in my average home. But why do I always feel like I'm in the twilight zone? And I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Oh, I always feel like somebody's watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream? When I come home at night, I bet the door real tight. People call me on the phone, I'm trying to avoid. Well, can the people on TV see me, or am I just paranoid? When I'm in the shower, I'm afraid to wash my hair, 'cause I might open my eyes and find someone standing there. People say I'm crazy, just a little touched, but maybe showers remind me of psycho too much. That's why I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Oh, I always feel like somebody's watching me. Who's playing tricks on me? I don't know anymore. Are the neighbors watching me? Well, it's the mailman watching me. And I don't feel safe anymore. Oh, what a mess. I wonder who's watching me now. The IRS? I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Oh, I always feel like somebody's watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream? I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Oh, I always feel like somebody's watching me. Who's playing tricks on me? I always feel like somebody's watching me. Oh, I always feel like somebody's watching me. Tell me who can it be? I always feel like somebody's watching me. Oh, I always feel like somebody's watching me. Who's playing tricks on me? I always feel like somebody's watching me. Can I have my privacy?
Let's relax.
It's time to relax. Relax Time Radio.
And welcome back to Relax Time Radio here this Halloween. That was Rockwell with Somebody's Watching Me. If you're feeling a little bit paranoid or a little bit creeped out, that's a perfect track for this evening. Guest vocals there by Michael Jackson, of course. And earlier we had Superstition, Stevie Wonder's huge track. Time of year now, lots of superstitions associated with Halloween, and kicked off that triple play with the Werewolves of London, Warren Zevon. And now, on the subject of these very strange traditions of Halloween, there was one that involved throwing cats into a fire. Bear in mind, this was a few thousand years ago, and this is related to the Druids, which were a nature religion of Celtic and sort of British lands, and as part of their divination or sort of looking into the future, fortune telling sort of activities of the wise people within that group, they would throw cats into a fire, usually in wicker cages, as part of this. And so that has carried on with this association of cats being linked up to Halloween, or being the little familiars of witches and things like that that are associated with Halloween. So there are old origins to all of these things if we look into it. Yeah, I mean, for example, just the name Halloween is an abbreviation of Hallows Eve or Hallows Evening, Halloween. And it was the evening before All Hallows Day. This is once Halloween started getting absorbed into this kind of Christian world of Europe in that sense. So the day before the All Hallows Day or Hallowmass, which was on the 1st of November, which was where saints were revered, Christian saints were remembered and worshipped and all that kind of thing. So, yeah, that's the name is actually relating to the day after Samhain, as we talked about, Samhain being the end of summer, and it's usually on the 31st of October, and then the 1st of November is All Hallows Day. So, it's kind of, as usual, a lot of different elements from different historical periods, from different cultural backgrounds and social situations. They kind of get melted all together into one big amorphous mass of really interesting stuff that we should look at and try to get our heads around. It's not just getting candy, getting dressed up as a spook, all that stuff, which is part of it now as we know it, a part of Halloween. But why? That's what I always find interesting. Why do we do these things, and what drives this behavior as a society and really internationally now, because Halloween is such a huge international thing. I'm amazed. I'm always amazed at how popular Halloween is here in Thailand. Probably more popular here than it is in Australia, where I was born and grew up, where it was, I mean, we saw stuff on TV, but it was very American and really had nothing to do with us. So, yeah, it's interesting. More music now. Time for a little bit more. We got a request in the box from Archer, which I've been sitting on for a while. It's coming up, sandwiched in between two classic Halloween tracks. If you would like to contribute your own request, song, dedication, etc., you're very welcome to do so. Give me a call anytime you wish. 053 276 793. That's the number. You can find me on Facebook. Message me there. You can message the Relax Time Radio Facebook page. All those things. All of them simultaneously. Just do them all at once, now. Whilst listening to this great track from Creedence Clearwater Revival. Here it is, Bad Moon Rising, this Halloween. You're here with me, Paul, on Relax Time Radio, on Radio Thailand. Enjoy this.
Don't go around tonight. Well, it's bound to take strange in your neighborhood, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! If there's something weird and it don't look good, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! I ain't afraid of no ghosts. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. If you're seeing things running through your head, who can you call? Ghostbusters! An invisible man sleeping in your bed. Oh, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! I ain't afraid of no ghosts. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! If you're all alone, pick up the phone and call Ghostbusters! I ain't afraid of no ghosts. My head likes the girls. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Yeah, 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 yeah. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! If you had a dose of a freaky ghost, baby, you better call Ghostbusters! Let me tell you something. Bustin' makes me feel good. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Don't get caught alone, oh no. Ghostbusters! When it comes through your door, unless you just want some more, I think you better call Ghostbusters! Ow! Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! Think you better call Ghostbusters! Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! I can't hear you. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! Louder! Ghostbusters! Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! Who can you call? Ghostbusters! Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! It likes the girls too.
Let's relax.
It's time to relax. Relax Time Radio.
And welcome back to Relax Time Radio. This Halloween, that was Ray Parker Jr. with his massive theme song for the original Ghostbusters. And in between the Creedence Clearwater that we started off with and Ray Parker Jr. was Dark Waltz music for Acha, one of our regular listeners to the show. Thank you very much, Acha. Always very happy to play your requests. And he had also requested Michael Jackson's Thriller, which we kicked off the show with this evening. Now, I was looking on social media tonight, seeing some friends and their kids out trick-or-treating around different parts of Chiang Mai, and just wanted to talk about that. This tradition has also very ancient roots. Since the medieval times in Scotland and Ireland, it was known as guising, which is like a word for disguise, taking a costume, so to speak. And in this tradition, young people dressed up in costumes, and they went door to door asking for food or money in exchange for songs, poems, or other tricks. Like they would actually perform a trick or something. They would just get food or money. Whereas now, the tradition trick or treat has turned into children getting dressed up, asking for candy, and if they don't get candy, they could receive a trick, or then also do their own trick. So there's a lot of there's a bit more emphasis on the tricking, whereas in the past it was simply kind of treating, and with a few tricks snuck in the mix as well. This whole idea evolved from the ancient Celtic tradition again of putting out treats or food to placate spirits who roamed around at Samhain. So to keep them happy, keep them, not wanting to come after you and cause problems. Often there would even, when the kids would go around back in the Middle Ages or medieval time, they would offer prayers for the dead in exchange for cakes, which were known as soul cakes. And that practice, like guising, was known as souling. So there's a whole range of, I find them pretty fascinating, different origins and things going on with Halloween. Enjoy. If you're out tonight, enjoy yourself, be safe, have a good time with your friends and family, and with anyone else you happen to meet who's in the mood for, they might be having their clothes on inside out and walking backwards, trying to get that midnight witch happening, or they might just be getting around, having a bit of fun. Whatever's going on for you tonight with your friends and loved ones, have a good time, enjoy this particular night of the year. And we're doing our utmost to get things started nicely for you with some good music here tonight on Relax Time Radio. We've got a little bit of Ramones coming up in this next triple play, and then a bunch of other cool stuff, some 80s tracks from Oingo Boingo. You're thinking, what? Who? You'll know it. And Duran Duran in the mix too. This is Ramones, Pet Sematary. We're pretty much out of time for requests and contributions and all those sorts of things. So why don't you just sit back, relax. This is, after all, Relax Time Radio. Here's the Ramones, Pet Sematary.
Under the October with the steamboats, ancient goblins and wallows come at the grand light making a sound. The smell of death is all around. And at night when the cold wind blows, no one cares, nobody knows. I don't wanna be buried in a pet cemetery. I don't want to live my life again. I don't wanna be buried in a pet cemetery. I don't want to live my life again. Fall addicted to the sacred place. This ain't a dream, I can't escape. Molars and fangs that are picking up bones. Spirits moaning among the tombstones. And at night when the moon is bright, someone cries something ain't right. I don't wanna be buried in a pet cemetery. I don't want to live my life again. I don't wanna be buried in a pet cemetery. I don't want to live my life again. can hear me shout. I don't wanna be buried in a pet cemetery. I don't want to live my life again. I don't wanna be buried in a pet cemetery. I don't want to live my life again. Oh no. touch with the ground. I'm on the hunt, I'm after you. Smell like a sound, I'm lost in a crowd. And I'm hungry like the wolf. Straddle the line, in discord and rhyme. I'm on the hunt, I'm after you. Mouth is alive, juice is like wine. And I'm hungry like the wolf. Stalk through the forest, too close to hide. I'll be upon you by the moonlight side. I'm not drumming on your skin, it's so tight. You feel my heat, I'm just a moment behind. In touch with the ground, I'm on the hunt, I'm after you. Center the sound, I'm lost and I'm found. And I'm hungry like the wolf. Stride on the line, it's discord and rhyme. I howl and I whine, I'm after you. Mouth is alive, I'm running inside. And I'm hungry like the wolf. Burn in the ground, I break from the crowd. I'm on the hunt, I'm after you. I smell like a sound, I'm lost and I'm found. And I'm hungry like the wolf. Stride on the line, it's discord and rhyme. I'm on the hunt, I'm after you. Mouth is alive, juice is like wine. And I'm hungry like the wolf. Burn in the ground, I break from the crowd. I'm on the hunt, I'm after you. Center the sound, I'm lost and I'm found. And I'm hungry like the wolf. Stride on the line, it's discord and rhyme. I howl and I whine, I'm after you. Mouth is alive.
Let's relax.
It's time to relax. Relax Time Radio.
Welcome back. That was Duran Duran with Hungry Like the Wolf. And one of those great tracks from the mid-'80s towards the, getting towards the end of their real career. Not the later career, the real one. And before that we had Dead Man's Party by Oingo Boingo. Pretty cool. Very, very representative of the sound of 1986 there. And kick things off with the immortal Ramones, Pet Sematary. I think that was from an album called Brain Drain. Good get up and go kind of music, the Ramones. Fantastic live band, legendary innovators of punk. Got about less than 10 minutes left in the show tonight. I just wanted to, it's been great fun talking about Halloween and all these different sorts of activities and traditions and rituals and such. And one that I just wanted to mention before signing off here tonight with some music to see out the end of the show was the colors of Halloween are black and orange. Orange is traditionally a symbol of strength and endurance, and along with brown and gold stands for the harvest and autumn. So it's very much reflective of the farming and agricultural origins of Samhain. Black, of course, is typically symbolizing death and darkness, and it's a reminder that Halloween indeed marks that time between the boundaries, so to speak, between the physical and the spiritual worlds. traditionally. So whatever you're doing tonight, apart from listening to the show here on Relax Time Radio, enjoy it, be safe, and we're going to see the show out with a little bit of Sympathy for the Devil, the Rolling Stones. And that might flow into a little bit of the Doors, pending time. But yeah, I just wanted to take this chance to thank you all for listening. Thank you for your contributions. Thanks to everybody here at Radio Thailand and the Relax Time Radio team, of course. You can catch the show every night of the week, 7:30 p.m. till 9 p.m. With a whole range of different fantastic hosts from all around the world. And I would urge you to tune in every night if you can. I'll be back next Thursday evening. Russell will be back as well. So the dynamic duo will be back in full effect. He's returning from sabbatical in the US. So that'll be fun. In the meantime, thank you all and enjoy your Halloween. This is some Sympathy for the Devil, Rolling Stones. Take care.
Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I've been around for a long, long year. Stole many a man's soul of faith. I was around when Jesus Christ had his moment of doubt and pain. Made damn sure the pilot washed his hands and sealed his face. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guessed my name. But what's puzzling you is the nature of my game. Stuck around St. Petersburg when I saw it was a time for a change. Killed the Tsar
ถานีวิทยุกระจายเสียงแห่งประเทศไทยและเครือข่ายทั่วประเทศเสนอข่าวต้นชั่วโมงรู้เร็วรู้จริงเกาะติดทุกสถานการณ์
จากนี้ไปเชิญรับฟังสรุปเหตุการณ์และความเคลื่อนไหวที่น่าสนใจตลอดทั้งวันที่ผ่านมากับผมธรรมนุนมุ่งบังอีกสักครู่กลับมาติดตามรายละเอียดครับ
ขอเชิญร่วมทอดกฐินสามัคคีมหากุศลประจำปี 2562 เพื่อสมทบทุนสร้างพระสมเด็จองค์ปฐมพระพุทธเมตตาวันอาทิตย์ที่